Alright, so I'm gonna clean a couple pads here for you to see what I gotta do next. I'm gonna work under the microscope, and I put the camera as close as I can to it. I'm gonna use some actually flux, and I'm gonna put that over where the old capacitors were. Then I have what is called solder wick. It's something that is used to actually suck up solder. It's this guy here, solder wick. It is abraded with copper, and as it heats up, it will soak up the solder. This is the flux. It's by Amtech. It's in an actually syringe that I can push out, and I also gonna use some actually solder, because solder like solder, and what's on these boards is actually lead-free solder. And I'm using actually leaded solder now. So what I gotta do is I gotta heat this up, and with a soldering iron and with some more solder, clean up these pads. You can see a lot of black gunk there. Then I come in with the wick, and I'm gonna remove all the solder, you'll see. And I use the wick as a sandpaper, you can say, by moving it around like this. It's a bit abrasive, and it actually cleans up everything very nice. You see, so that one done already. I'm gonna move over to this one now. Let me get some more solder. I'm gonna put that down. Why I put it down is because solder like solder, so it will stick to more, and it will suck up what is there, what the old solder does there. So now that one is there. Now I'm working different angles also, because I don't want to melt plastic. So you can see here how this wick really helps. You see, now all that is nice and clean. Another one of our little secrets is we use alcohol and a bunch of Q-tips. So this is 99% rubbing alcohol, and I can put that on the board, and with a Q-tip I clean up all the old solder flux. You can see it all coming up. Yeah. You can see it. Oh, sorry. There, you can see it all coming up. I don't need to do this under the microscope. I can see this without it. Now those two pads are nice and clean and ready to take on the new actually capacitor. If you notice one thing, you've got a positive pad. You see the positive there, so then this is the negative. This is capacitor number 22, C22, and that's the shape it's in. Now you see one side here is squared off, that is the negative. The side that is rounded or may have one corner kind of tilted, that's going to be the positive. And now this one here runs to multiple locations. You can see the actually trace coming down. Let me get a better pointer. You can see the trace coming down from that pad to actually this reveer, and then this one coming down. I can't really see where it goes. Yeah, it comes down and it comes to this chip and this pin here, and it goes to this veer also. Now these veers or these actually vias, what they're called, they're points that the copper goes through to the other side of the board and then runs somewhere else, or it may go to a different layer inside the board. Some of these boards are actually 2, 3, 4 actually layers of different copper runs. We can only see the top layer and the last layer which is the back side of the board. Okay, so now both of these are nice and clean and they are ready. I have not checked yet for any damage or broken traces. I don't think there are any because I already tested this board. I already had it on with the old capacitors. Okay, but yes, that's how you clean capacitors, clean the pads and that. I'll probably video some more of them, and then we can then see more. You can see more gunk here. Let me see in the microscope. Yeah, you can see quite a bit of gunk here. That's a veer, that's a bit dirty, but it will clean. When I clean this pad, I will get that. This sound chip does have quite a bit of dirt around it, so I do think that's what's causing the actually sound issues. So I'll end up cleaning that up. I may have to take it off, clean it good, the same way that I clean the pads. Same way that I clean the pads for here. Once I remove this chip, I can clean all those pads the actually same way, and then I can put it back, solder it back in.